Disclaimer: this video is for educational and entertainment purposes only. It does not constitute financial advice. We are not registered financial advisors. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel, your number one source for income-oriented investing. And today we're going to do a little deep dive on the brand new Hamilton Enhanced Bitcoin DayMax ETF. So this is the fourth ETF in their DayMax series. The ticker symbol is BDAY. This is obviously a Canadian listed fund here. So let's go through it together, everyone. If you already know and understand the DayMax series, this is going to be pretty easy for you to understand. But let's go through it together. Obviously, this is related to Bitcoin, like the name says. So essentially, the first thing I always do is look at the objectives or the summary here. So this is, like it says right here on their website, everyone, a good fit for investors who want, obviously, exposure to Bitcoin and attractive tax-efficient income, fully participate in Bitcoin's long-term growth potential. This is where this Bitcoin income-oriented ETF is different from your more classic or traditional Bitcoin covered call ETF. We'll look at that in a second. Frequent income with semi-monthly distribution. So this is going to pay out twice a month, just like the other DayMax ETFs, which you have here: C-Day, S-Day, Q-Day, and B-Day. So this one does have 25% leverage, just like the other DayMax ETFs, 25% leverage. So let's go through it here. So what we could see here is, like the other DayMax ETFs, they're doing daily or zero DTE options on only the leveraged portion of the portfolio. In this case, the leverage portion of the portfolio, or 25% out of the 125 total, is going in QQQM, the NASDAQ 100. And that's where they're writing the covered calls or the zero DTE covered calls on. They're actually not writing any covered calls on the Bitcoin exposure, which they decided to add IBIT. So IBIT is the biggest Bitcoin spot ETF in terms of AUM. So it's no surprise that they added IBIT here. So you are getting your Bitcoin exposure essentially via the IBIT ETF here. And then you're getting your income, or your distributions are coming from the zero DTE covered calls on the QQQM ETF here, which is 25% out of 125%. That is where the 25% leverage is going. The leverage portion is in QQQM. So it's actually very, very similar to the Hamilton Enhanced Technology DayMax ETF Q-Day. Very, very similar structure, where it's essentially, it's very similar, where you have approximate 100% exposure in QMVP ETF. That is where you're getting your technology stock exposure. No cover calls on QMVP. They're only doing the cover calls, the zero DT cover calls, rather, on QQQM. So essentially, it's kind of like, I would say, mostly Bitcoin exposure, and you are getting a little bit of NASDAQ 100 exposure as well. That's where they're writing those calls on. So the management fee is the same for all the other DayMax ETFs in Hamilton's lineup, 85 basis points. Let's just go through the basics here. So this is not hedged to the Canadian dollar. I repeat, that's not hedged to the Canadian dollar. So if the Canadian dollar, for example, gets weaker and weaker versus the US dollar, because this is both these ETFs are US listed, right? So this is IBIT listed on the US exchange, on the US market, and QQQM is obviously also listed on the US exchange. So if the Canadian dollar gets weaker, that actually helps or improves. Maybe improves is not the right word, but it helps increase the net asset value of this ETF because it is denominated in Canadian dollars. So hopefully that makes sense. But the opposite is also true. If the Canadian dollars get stronger versus the US dollar, it could hurt the net asset value a little bit, if you will. So yeah, this ETF just came out June 24th, 2026. What a time to launch it, because Bitcoin is down more than a little over 50% from its all-time high back in October of 2025. So this could be a good entry point if ever you're interested in Bitcoin. So What makes this different from the other Bitcoin covered call ETFs on the Canadian market? There's a few of them. They kind of all do the same thing. They pretty much hold IBIT. They write the calls on IBIT. They also typically have 25% leverage. Some of them have a little bit more. Some of them don't have the leverage or have an unleveraged version. But essentially, the strategy is saying we're going to hold IBIT. We're going to get our Bitcoin exposure with IBIT and write covered calls. So what makes this one different and unique, just like it says in the press release, and by the way, if you won't, I highly recommend you read this press release from Hamilton where it goes over the BDAY ETF in detail. And you could see here, they actually write it out. Traditional Bitcoin covered call strategy, which is like I explained, they typically hold IBIT or a Bitcoin ETF and they write covered calls on that. You see it says, like it says here, less than 100% Bitcoin exposure. That makes sense because in those ETFs, they're writing the calls on the IBIT. You're giving up the upside of the IBIT exposure or your Bitcoin exposure, whereas the BDAY, you have 100% Bitcoin exposure because they are not writing covered calls on the IBIT portion. On your Bitcoin exposure portion, they're only doing it on QQQM to generate the distribution. So that's a very, very important difference. So you're actually capturing full Bitcoin exposure here. That's basically it, right? Yeah, I mean, the classic or the traditional ones, you're earning premiums on Bitcoin, right, from monthly call options because they're writing call options on IBIT. But this one, you're not earning your distributions from IBIT. You're earning them from the 0DTE cover call options on QQQM. So that's really the difference. And obviously, writing zero DTE cover calls has its own advantages, right? You could create much more opportunities to generate income because you could do it every day, right? You could do it daily when the markets are open. Of course, this is tax efficient, very tax efficient income like covered calls in general are in Canada because option premiums in Canada are classified as capital gains, not regular income. And another good thing, or another advantage rather, for 0DT is that you have exposure to overnight returns because they're basically, when they write the call option, it expires at the end of each trading day, like it says here. So if, for example, QQQM or the NASDAQ 100 goes up overnight, you're actually fully capturing that as well. So that's another advantage for the 0DT options. And of course, it's led by Nick Picard, who we've had on our channel many times. He's a favorite, of course, on the channel. He's the chief options strategist, lots of experience. So that in a nutshell is BDAY, everyone. Just a couple of quick notes here. Right now, they like it says here, right now at present there are no plans to add BDAY in our enhanced broad sector cover call ETFs. I like to call them the all-in-ones for Hamilton, HDIV and HYLD. So for now, they are not going to be adding BDAY in HDIV or HYLD. And by the way, let me know if you agree with that or you disagree with that. This is my personal opinion here. I would have personally liked to see maybe 1% of BDAY in these two ETFs, but I totally understand why Hamilton is not adding them because I know there's lots of investors out there that probably hold HYLD and HDIV that don't want any Bitcoin exposure at all. But let me know your thoughts and comments below, and I'm pretty sure Hamilton ETFs is going to read them. So if they see a lot of people that actually want maybe a tiny little bit of BDAY in HDIV and HYLD, that would be my preference. That's just my personal opinion. It'll be interesting for them to see that. So that is basically BDAY in a nutshell, everyone. Let me give you my before I give you my personal thoughts on it, my personal opinion, and I know the $1 million question you're probably asking, am I going to be adding this personally to my portfolio? I just want to briefly talk about the tax loss harvesting you could do if you're a Canadian resident in your cash account. So There are other Bitcoin related products. Of course, anything related to Bitcoin is down heavily right now. So most likely you're down on it. You have a unrealized capital loss if you're still with it, if you still have them in your cash account. Specifically, if ever you are really liking this strategy because you're capturing full upside of Bitcoin. If you believe in Bitcoin and you want to capture full upside, and maybe you have another Bitcoin related product that's covered call and that you're giving up some upside and you want to switch, but you feel bad because you're in the red. Just remember that as a Canadian resident in a cash account specifically, if you do sell something at a loss, you have a big capital loss, you could carry forward those losses forever. And this is particularly interesting for BDAY or a covered call investor in particular, because we know that most of the income generated is going to be classified, most of it, capital gains and ROC, right? It's possible that there's a tiny bit of foreign income because QQQM, IBIT doesn't have any income, but QQQM has a tiny little bit of eligible dividends, which is foreign income because it's in the US. But I would say the overwhelming majority of the income or the distributions that BDAY is going to generate comes from those zero DTE covered call options, which in Canada is classified as capital gains, right? So if ever you want to do the switch, you have a big capital loss, well, just remember that those capital losses can be offset with capital gains, and those capital losses carry forward forever. And that if you're switching to maybe BDAY, most likely a big majority of the distributions are going to be classified as capital gains or ROC, and ROC is just deferred or delayed capital gains anyway. So just an idea, just figured I should mention it. This is specifically if you're a Canadian resident and specifically for the non-registered account. Now, what is my opinion on BDAY and am I going to add it to my portfolio personally? So I personally think, this is my opinion here. This is not Hamilton ETF's opinion. This is my personal opinion here. Full disclosure. I think this is, if you want just the raw Bitcoin exposure, this is the most interesting income-oriented ETF in Canada we have right now, because for the simple reason that if you believe in Bitcoin, there's no covered calls on the Bitcoin, which means you're capturing the full upside of the Bitcoin, right? Because they are not doing the covered calls on the IBIT. So, it's just like QMAX and SDAY, sorry, not QMAX, that's another Hamilton Technology ETF. I meant to say QDAY, SDAY, and CDAY, where the 100% of the portfolio is, there's no covered calls on that portion. They're only writing the zero DTE covered calls on the 25% leverage portion, which is either the S&P 500 or QQQM in the case of QDAY and BDAY. So I think it's very interesting. If you're a Bitcoin bull, but you're an income investor, now there's an option of not capping your upside on the Bitcoin itself, right, on the IBIT itself with this ETF, unlike the other ones, the other more classic cover call strategy where they're writing the calls on the IBIT. So that's what really makes it attractive and unique. The first semi-monthly distribution has been announced, everyone. So, a little bit of grade 2 math will give you an idea of the distribution rate. Of course, keep in mind, just like the other DayMax, it could vary as well. It could vary. But this is very interesting ETF, in my opinion. If you're a Bitcoin bull, you don't want to give upside on the Bitcoin, but you want to get that semi-monthly pretty substantial or high distribution rate. So that's my opinion. If I'm going to add in my portfolio, I already do have a Bitcoin exposure to my portfolio. I think many of you know what it is. So for me, I would say that I'm thinking about it. Maybe in the future, this could be a good option, just because I'm not giving up any upside on Bitcoin. And this is my personal opinion. I do think that over time, Bitcoin will go up. I have the same opinion on the NASDAQ 100 or the S&P 500 and the stock market in general. I have really the same opinion on Bitcoin. So not capping your upside on it while still getting really attractive income with those zero DT options, that seems to be working, in my opinion, really well on the other DayMax ETFs, seems very, very attractive to me. So there you have it, everyone. That's my opinion. That is BDAY in a nutshell. Let me know if you have any questions or concerns. Put them in the comment section below. I'm sure Hamilton will read them. I highly recommend it. And I'll put the link in the video description to read this article, which goes into detail about the engineering behind BDAY. Not very complicated to understand, but if you are looking to dip your toes in Bitcoin, if you are interested in Bitcoin and you're an income investor, plus you don't want to give up any upside on Bitcoin, this could definitely be one to consider for your portfolio. So thanks so much for watching, everyone. Make sure to like the video. I would really appreciate it. Stay safe, stay passive, stay honorable, and see you next time.